A major and much anticipated offensive to retake portions of Russian-occupied Ukraine is underway this hour. Ukraine's military says it's destroyed key bridges in the southern Kherson region as ground troops engage in firefights with Russian soldiers. Matt Ingram has more.
Explosions in Kherson region as the Ukrainian military attempts to push back the Russian invaders. Ukraine's Military Command South spokesperson Natalia Humenyuk says those bridges that are considered the main transport arteries for Russia over the Dnipro River are rendered unusable for heavy military equipment. This video posted to social media purportedly shows what Humenyuk is talking about: Ukrainian munitions hitting the Antonovsky Bridge in Kherson City. The bridge is a key supply line for Russian troops on the west bank of the Dnipro River.
The Ukrainian forces have moved through the first line of defense of the Russians around Kherson.
Ukrainian Member of Parliament Inna Sovsun tells me Ukrainian forces have been hitting Russian targets around Kherson and Novokakhovka since Monday. Multiple videos of explosions and firefights said to be from this counteroffensive have been posted to social media, but CHCH News has not independently verified their authenticity. The UK's Ministry of Defence says several Ukrainian brigades are advancing along the southern front.
They are trying to destroy the logistical chains, the weapon supplies, the weapons and ammunition depots in order to make Russian army not able to defend themselves or to attack.
And this is first time since February 2022 when such a concentrated of Ukrainian troops was collected together for this counterattack.
Kherson was captured by Russia in the early days of the war and remains one of the only significant cities the Russians have been able to take and hold. Sovsun says taking it back would be a symbolic victory as well as a strategic one, explaining most of the Russian supplies come through occupied Crimea, which is just to the south.
Then the Ukrainian army will be closer to at least partially controlling the exit from Crimea.
Europe's largest nuclear power plant, Zaporizhzhia, sits along the southern front and has been controlled by Russian forces for months. Today, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky met with the director of the International Atomic Energy Agency, who's in country to inspect the facility amid concerns about damage. The Ukrainians and Russians have accused each other of shelling in the plant's vicinity, fueling fears of a nuclear disaster. Taz.
Now, Matt, we are hearing that there's some breaking news that you're tracking for us coming out of Russia this hour. What can you tell us?
That's right, Taz. Russian media are reporting the last leader of the Soviet Union, Mikhail Gorbachev, has died after a prolonged illness. A statement from the Central Clinic Hospital gave no other details about the 91-year-old's death. During his 7 years in power, Gorbachev unleashed massive changes to reform the USSR, but those changes actually eventually led to the breakup and collapse of the Union, freeing Eastern European nations and ending decades of nuclear confrontation between Russia and the West. He resigned on Christmas Day in 1991, and the Soviet Union dissolved a day later. Now, Gorbachev won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1990 for helping end the Cold War, but he was widely despised at home by many Russians who blamed him for the Soviet Union's collapse and the end of its tenure as a global superpower.